Then when we get there, they are blasting that gospel music, that Haitian gospel music that can be heard from the parking lot. Growing up in a Haitian household is living life on hard mode. Look, I love my parents, but to say they didn't play a role in making my life harder than it had to be would be a lie. For example, the vast majority of Haitian parents don't allow their sons to grow their hair out. Going to the barbershop is a great day for other people. When I went to the barbershop, I had to accept that the next 2 weeks of my life were gonna be filled with pain and suffering. I was forced to get a buzz cut every time. I had to sit on that chair and watch what little hair I had get completely shaved off. My peanut-shaped head was exposed to the entire world, and the kids at my school had no problem taking out their pent-up rage and aggression out on my cranium. Them kids did not hold back. They would smack my head with full power with the intention of giving me brain damage. You know what pissed me off more than that? The kids who would just walk up behind me and just gently grip the back of my head. Bro, I want to box one of these things, bro. I was jealous, okay? I was jealous of my Haitian classmates who were able to leave the barbershop with almost the same amount of hair they walked in with. I made the foolish mistake one time of going to the barbershop and getting a blowout instead of cutting all my hair off. Bruh, when I tell you, that cut ain't last a week. They literally made me go back and recut my hair. Really sad times. You know what else is sad? The lack of drip I had. Every time I went back to school shopping, my mom was doing most of the work. And my taste and her taste are completely different. It's like she would purposely pick out the worst item in the store she can find. Every school year up until high school was the same thing. A plain collar shirt, light brown khakis, and some Payless shoes. And my pants were never the right size, by the way. Them would either be too big and cover the entire top half of my shoe, or too short and rise up whenever I sat down. I tried not wearing a belt to fix the high water situation, but they weren't having that. Whenever they caught me not wearing a belt to school, I was getting an earful. So that's how you're going to school now, huh? So you want to be a gangster? Wait, huh? What? You selling drugs? What are you talking about? You want to be a street thug now? You leaving the house dressed like a junkie? What are you talking about? Don't let me catch you doing this again! What are you talking about? No ripped jeans, no hoodies with cool designs on them, and on top of all that, my shoe game was whack, and my friends would fry me up whenever I got to school. Speaking of friends, another thing Haitian parents don't allow their kids to do is hang out with people outside of school. I never hung out with my friends, and they had this notion that all the students that went to my school were street thugs and were gonna get me into trouble, which some of them were out here doing devious, diabolical acts. So anytime I asked them if I could hang out with the homies, the answer was always no. It got to a point where I just stopped asking because I knew what the answer was gonna be. So whenever I got invited anywhere, I would just make up some excuse and say I wouldn't be able to make it, knowing good and well my empty ass schedule was in need of some activity. If it wasn't for school, then it wasn't important. I touched on this topic in one of my older videos. Not taking school seriously is a death sentence. They wasn't trying to see nothing on that report card that wasn't A's and B's. They wouldn't even let me get a job. They thought if I got a job, I just stopped caring and just drop out. There were freshmen at my school stacking up their bread when I was a senior. I had people in my friend group with a part-time job flexing every payday. Like, look at my account. How much money do you have, Eli? I can stand those people. And don't get me started on college. Don't even say I don't want to go to college. They will grab you by the throat and choke slam you into the earth's core. I ain't even argue with my parents about not going to college because 10 out of 10 times I'm losing that battle. My parents really think there's only two people in this life: people who go to college and become successful, and people who don't and die alone with no family and no job. Another thing my parents took very seriously was their religion. I'm a believer, but I'm not a fan of going to church. I'm gonna keep it a rack. We had 3 services, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and then night service, each of them lasting about 4 hours. Someone tell me why my parents made me and my siblings go to all 3 services every Sunday. That's one of my 2 days off of school. Just gone. Them early morning Sundays were gosh, bro, waking up at 5 a.m. on a Sunday is crazy. The sun don't even be out yet, and here comes my mom dragging me out of bed. Bro, I used to be on the bathroom floor, exhausted. The toothbrush is still in my mouth. Then when we get there, they are blasting that gospel music, that Haitian gospel music that can be heard from the parking lot. Funnily enough, you'd think that with how loud that building was, that it'd be harder for me to fall asleep. It was the complete opposite. I'd be in that seat, head down, knocked out, getting better sleep than I did in my own bed. Now, while we're on the topic of loud noises, you ever seen your parents watch those poorly created African movies on YouTube? This would be playing so unnecessarily loud throughout the house, and the terrible mics they use in those movies didn't make it any better. See, me personally, I don't see the appeal. I've tried watching these movies. I can't get through any of them. I find it extremely hilarious how they criticize the movies I like to watch and then turn around and watch it like this. I think the worst thing about having Caribbean parents is that they have no chill. They will flame you. You ever got cooked up in Creole by your own mother? Like, you come back home from a long, hard day of getting bullied, and then you gotta come home and face the wrath of your parents. I don't know if it's on purpose, but sometimes they be giving it to you worse than the students. Like, bro, they out here coming for your deep insecurities. Like, why you walk like that? Why you built like that? Why you look like that? Like, you made me. I should be asking you this. Then when you say anything back that isn't even half as bad as what they said, it's automatically disrespect. Pro tip, if you have Caribbean parents, don't stand up for yourself. This will reduce the chances of you catching a beating by 88%. They'll use anything in sight. Hairbrush, power cord, a tree branch. Then when you start bawling your eyes out, which is the normal reaction when you get your ass beat with a refrigerator, they'll pull out the stop crying before I give you something to cry about card. This video was just a joke. Let me clarify. Like, you know, I appreciate my parents. They're good people. They're really not good people. Thank y'all for watching. You know, I might make a part 2 in the future. You know, if that's what you want to see. You know, I can make different types of content.
You weird, buddy. You're weird. Oh!